Who's Your Landlord? New York, New York. Who's Your Landlord informs the rental community through landlord reviews and housing literacy content. Meet Ofo Izugu. Who's Your Landlord?
My parents are from Nigeria and Barbados and met right here in Buffalo, New York at Niagara University, which leads me to, that's some love. Which ties right into my story. During my senior year at Temple University in Philadelphia, I was the vice president of the student body. And in that position, students would complain often about the idea of signing a lease and then dealing with infestation and then being harassed. The reality was those students just wanted to know what other renters wanted to know. 87% of renters feel that reviews significantly affect where they're gonna move next. So we created Who's Your Landlord, which is the MVP of landlord review sites according to apartmenttherapy.com. And we're one of 5 apps you need to use when looking for housing according to the New York Post. This year, 400,000 renters will use Who's Your Landlord, and we're growing at 11% month over month. They're using our platform because we're following their rental journey, helping them out in the exact information they need to make a decision. And the value we're bringing has led to partnerships with industry titans like Berkadia, which is a Berkshire Hathaway, a Warren Buffett company, and Lincoln Financial Group partnership, the 3rd most active lender in the multi-housing space. This company, as well as others, use our software because we're aggregating data from all over the web and allowing them to spend more time on leasing and on keeping retention high versus promotion and reputation. We charge $1 per unit per month. We're a SaaS business, and we also do content partnerships with companies like Allstate and American Express. Next year, we're expected to end the year at 2.5 million ARR conservatively, and we have the team to do it with backgrounds from BuzzFeed, Lyft, Vanguard. We have landlords on our team, renters on our team, and over 10 years of media experience. We're here in Buffalo because people are moving here, millennials, baby boomers, and the reality is we want to be part of the community. We want to focus on tech development in our hires, we want to focus on sales and marketing, and we want to focus on bringing on college ambassadors and interns as well, putting ourselves at around 30 hires by the end of next year. My name is Ofo Izugu, and thanks so much.
You got some fans out there.
All right. Oh, yeah. You got someone who's going to join you?
Yeah, I want to introduce my blood brother and our director of partnerships, Andre Izugu. Let's go.
All right, you guys need to get a little more enthusiastic or something.
They got some friends out here.
I was going to say, it's like, who's your daddy?
Who's your brother?
Yeah.
Who's your brother?
Who's your brother?
Who's your brother? All right, come on, we lost 10 seconds. Let's move on. Who's got the question? Denmark.
So let me ask a question.
Thank you.
So I have a quick question for you guys.
Sure.
It looks like you've established a pretty interesting and strong relationship with Berkadia. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about what that means and what that means in terms of the relationship, and then what that means in terms of the revenue.
Absolutely. So for us, this is huge. Berkadia, as mentioned, is a combination of Lincoln Financial Group and Berkshire Hathaway. What it means for us is we're working on active technology with them. We partnered with them on July 30th of this year. This is huge for us because not only do we have our own pipeline of clients that we'll be rolling out to come November on the software side of things, but also with access to their clientele as well and their paid pilots, we can be around $350,000 in monthly revenue by the end of Q2 next year.
The next question. Judges need to speak more into the microphones. We're having a hard time hearing you out there.
Good. My question is a harder question. You take money from investors, and investors are going to look at your performance and how you run the business, and companies are hard, as you know, and your brother is leading a potential revenue driver for the company. What happens if his performance isn't there?
He gets fired. You got it.
There you go.
You know
My little brother's never going to fire me, for one. But my performance is based off of 10 years of media experience, and that 10 years of experience has developed a lot of relationships. For one, the U.S. Army has just garnished this $50,000 contract that we're going to implement all of next year, which is based into changing the perception of the U.S. Army. Everyone thinks of combat when it comes to the Army, but they come to us because we have the target market of millennials to help change that perception, because the Army needs health care, they need lawyers, they need a bunch of people in a lot of different sectors to help them grow. And we help people do that, like the Allstate deal that we just did as well.
Focus on renters insurance as well.
Great.
So my question is, you have a product that helps renters know whether their landlords aren't good dudes or dudettes, right? But your revenue is coming from the landlords. Is there a conflict there that incents you to be good to the landlords because that's who's paying the bills?
No, our job is to simply show a mirror to their face, right? So when you think about it, we're not the Yelp kind of model where they're paying us to get in front of our user base. That's not what's happening here. They're paying us for access to our software, where we're aggregating reviews from all over the web, and they can see the different buildings in their portfolio and how they're performing month to month, as well as respond to reviews.
So mine's sort of a follow-on, but there was a movement in New York City a couple of years ago. The dude that was like, my rent is too damn high.
Yep.
All right, so when a tenant is giving you guys a hard time about their landlord because they jack the rent up too high, what's your answer to your client, your landlord?
Let's think about Buffalo right now, right? Buffalo has the oldest housing stock in all of America. 65% of the buildings in Buffalo are built before 1940. The mayor, Mayor Brown, is focusing on removing slumlords from the city. So if we were just looking at Buffalo to start, there's so much work that we can do in providing transparency and information can help them, and also we can roll that same wash, rinse, and repeat cycle into other cities as well.
Interesting. One more time, good job.
So it looks like you've got a really interesting plan. You've got great partnerships. So if you do happen to win and you do come to Buffalo, what does it look like in terms of building your team here? Like, what would you hire? How many people? Like, what would that mean?
Yeah. Our first goal really is to hire on the tech side. So we're looking to bring in 10 folks on the tech side by the middle of next year. The reason being is that we're focusing on finishing out more paid pilots with our software, as well as creating an app. So we're sending natural push notifications to both our clients as well as to residents to get them posting even more reviews. And what's cool is our David Hare, who's our mentor here in 43 North, connected us with Paul Simonelli, the CEO of Simonelli Development, one of the largest development companies in Buffalo. So working with folks like him, if you're in the crowd, Paul, definitely feel free to stand up. We're going to be able to do more in this community. That's what we're looking to do.
Don't bother.
Yeah. Well, we need an investment from you guys so we can help y'all.
Absolutely.
That's the goal.
All right, thank you. Very good.
Appreciate you guys.